Hot Vegas nightclub, Doug Tabor.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Welcome to the club. Oh, Mr. Cruz, yes. Restrooms are right this way, sir. Oh, thank you. That was Pete Cruz, not Tom Cruise. Summer of 2008 was a unique time for my wife and I. We were living in Vegas at the time, and the mortgage industry was collapsing all around us. Now that was a little tough on us because I was a loan officer. That was my main job. Now she was working full-time as well, but in order to keep up with the bills, we decided that it was time for me to get a second job. Now, as a former Marine, excuse me, what's that? Mr. Stallone's going to be in the club tonight. He's a little old, isn't he? Roger, I'll let you know when he comes through. Sorry about that. Now, I have experience as a Marine and some crowd control experience. So, I thought maybe I could go be a security guard at one of these hot Vegas nightclubs. Well, I also have sales skills. So, of course, I landed the job at one of the hottest new clubs in Las Vegas. Now, these are the hot clubs, the ones you see on TMZ and the Travel Channel. You see Paris Hilton and some of the celebrities throwing up in front of the paparazzi. Now, though I have security skills, I'm not a tough guy. You know, in the Marine Corps, you don't have to be a tough guy. You just got to carry a pack all over the place. So when you think of those kind of guys, those bouncer types, those are the guys that like arm bars and wrestling people to the ground. I mean, these are tough guys. I'm a banker by day. Loan officer. I'm not into that kind of stuff. So I was always a little bit worried that if things got crazy, how would I handle the situation? Now my coworkers, that was a different story. These were tough guys. Our supervisor, Ron Lyons, he was 6 foot, about 220, solid as a rock. Super nice guy, one of those guys that's just so nice, but you knew he just had a little bit of crazy in him. And when a guest got out of control, Lyons would be on top of that guest, pin him to the ground, and escorting him out of the club with no troubles. And there was a lot of backup. There was about 20 of us. So now my job was to protect Section 3. Now Section 3 was really the entrance to the club. It was a nice foyer, and you would go through there, and then you'd go into the main room of the club. It was where people kind of hung out. You know, a little smoky in there. But it also contained the coveted VIP restrooms. And my job was to protect those VIP restrooms and keep them clear for when a VIP guest had arrived and wanted to use the restroom. Now that wasn't always easy, because if you've ever been to a place like that, one of the most coveted spots is the restroom. Because when people drink, they gotta go. And when you're one man in front of the coveted restroom, that's a dangerous position. You get the ladies coming up. Excuse me. My friend just came through here and she said that you let her go through the restroom. Look, I'm a gentleman. I can't keep everybody out. Well, she told me that me and all my friends could use this restroom all night. If I was too rough on these guests and told them, no way, restroom's closed, go to the other side where the general restrooms are, they would complain to management. But if I was too nice to them, sure, ma'am. Here, let me open the door for you. All of a sudden, I'd have chaos on my hands. So it was a fine line. So you'd get all kinds of types. You'd get the drunk guy that'd come walking up. Excuse me, I heard there was a bio, section 3, bio. Can you send the order to clean up the throw up in section 3? Got it on my shoes. So the summer was moving right along. Now, one thing about Vegas, when you have a coveted spot like a VIP restroom, you gotta remember, Vegas is a fantasy world. If you want to go potty where Janet Jackson went potty, I could arrange that. But it's not free. And I like letters of gratitude with dead presidents on them. There's a code red. Code red. That means a fight. I'm ready. Oh, it's broken up already. Thank God. Thought I was going to have to scrap with someone. I don't want that. Yeah, I'm glad you guys handled it. So you can see it was a unique situation for me. So as we were moving along through the summer, what I found was that I could make a little bit of extra money that helped cover the bills. And it was kind of a unique experience because you're dealing with all kinds of different people throughout the summer. And Vegas being that fantasy world, it was nice to accommodate people. So I always had trouble keeping people out of these VIP restrooms. If I stepped away for 1 minute to help a guest, I'd have chaos on my hands. These restrooms would be packed. So you never know when people were going to show up and when they weren't. So as I what's that? There's a fight in one of my restrooms. Code red, section 3. There's nobody around to help me. I gotta handle this myself. So here it is, my moment of truth. I'm staring at the restroom door. I know that behind that door, there's a fight going on, and I gotta go clean it out. Here we go. I'm going in. Ah! So I jump into this restroom. There's bodies everywhere. People are flailing. Arms are flailing. I jump into the middle. I'm screaming, break it up. They're going crazy. And suddenly a thought occurred to me. Wow, these girls are really strong. Yes, ultimately, my moment of truth was a girls' fight in the VIP restroom. Guys, they pull hair like crazy. We got those girls cleaned out. Ultimately, the loan industry turned around, and I left my hot summer job at a Las Vegas nightclub. But I learned a couple of things that summer. I learned that if times are tough, you can always get a second job and help pay the bills. And I also learned that no matter how much they drink, girls are really strong.